talked about teams we like. Now we've got 4 teams that we don't like as much. We've seen stuff that makes us kind of disgusted, not very happy. We could go on and on. It's the weekly panic meter segment. I started this literally midway through last week because when I was editing a video, I was like, you know what, this would be cool if we just spotlight 4 teams that have been sucking of late and determine how much we should worry if you're a fan of that team. So we have these 4 teams coming up. We've got 4 kind of barometers of concern. We have they're chilling, which means it's like relax. They're a good basketball team. They just had a rough week.
RELAX, relax.
Yes. We got a bit shook, which is like, yeah, maybe you're a bit worried. We've got concerned, which is like, okay, maybe it's time to start winning some basketball games. And then we got panic button, which means you're slamming on that. You're desperate. You're literally floundering in conference play, and now your tournament hopes are fading. So that's the 4 kind of barometers we have. We're going to start with our favorite team, one of our favorite 2 teams to trash. We'll do both, but the first one, the one Joe loves to trash especially, the one I don't mind as well, the Duke Blue Devils. Of course, 5-2, but they played this week 2 of the worst teams in the ACC, barely beat Boston College at home, and then comfortably beat Wake. So, Joe, if you're a Duke fan, in light of the recent week where you won, but it wasn't maybe the smoothest, at least at the beginning of the week, where are you on the panic meter?
This is gonna easily change after
Virginia Tech
tonight's game.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything's being done tonight. I'm gonna say concerned.
Yeah.
But if they lose, it will instantly go to panic button.
Yes.
Okay. If they win, I would change it to a bit shook. Okay, because
that's a big
be
test
like
for me.
Yeah. But right now it's concerned for them only because like they lost to Illinois and Michigan State, which are good teams. Michigan State, they were good back then. They dropped a few. But yeah, it's all about tonight. And if they win, good for them. They're out of concern and into like a little bit shook. But if they lose, you should be panicking.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I have them concerned. I think for me, this is a big barometer game for them. Obviously, they lose to Michigan State and Illinois at home. This is a road test against a good ACC opponent, but a team on paper they're more talented than. So the big question for me is if they're able to win this game, yeah, I'll move them into a bit shook. But if they lose, it shows me they can't beat tournament caliber teams. They're already in Lenardi's next 4 buys or first 4 buys. So they're like kind of on the bubble right now. As strange as that sounds with Duke basketball, they're actually in a bit of danger of missing the tournament. They haven't beaten anybody worth writing home about. So yeah, Joe, if they lose this game,
I wouldn't say they're in danger of missing the tournament. I mean, it is Duke. They're going to get a little bit of leeway.
Yes, but I mean, I think if your best win is Wake Forest on the road or Notre Dame on the road, which
or Boston College.
Yeah, like I think that's not going to serve you. I think you need to win some of these.
It was a close one, but we pulled through.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you on that. But now moving,
UNC,
Joseph.
Where are they at for you?
So 7-4, but this is hard. So I'm going to say concerned, but I could be in panic button range. I think they were in panic button range last week. They win 2 nail biters over Notre Dame and Miami. I'll say they're concerned, but they're teetering as well. They're closer to the bubble than Duke is at the moment. So, yeah, I think that they've got a few decent games they can win versus Syracuse at home, which isn't easy, but I think it's winnable. And then at Florida State, a team that we thought was really good that has been struggling of late. I think they're teetering on panic mode, but right now I'm going to be a bit lax with them. What about you, Joe?
I think they're already in panic mode.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, UNC and Duke always get leniency because they're UNC and Duke. I think they've come out of the zone of leniency for the NCAA tournament right now at this very moment. I think Duke would get in before they do.
I agree.
I mean, look, they're just not that good. They're not. They're not gonna. They even if they made the tournament, which I don't see happening right now. I still think that they're just gonna get a first round exit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah. So panic time for them, but it should have been that for like 8 weeks ago. So, I mean, yeah. Okay,
All right.
Michigan State.
Yeah, this one's tough. Because this is a team that actually has been on the tournament in the tournament bubble conversation as well. 2-4 in
Yeah.
conference, 8-4 overall. I'm okay. Don't hate me, but I'm gonna say a bit shook. Last week it was panic mode, but and yes, they lost to Purdue at the buzzer at home. Not a good loss by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to say that they're a little bit shook, though, because they blew the doors off Rutgers, who was quickly becoming another bubble team. They beat Nebraska. All of their other losses were largely expected, besides maybe at Northwestern, who was going through a really hot patch at the time. So I'm going to say a bit shook, but but they play Iowa on the road on Thursday. If they don't win that, they're leaning, even though it's a game they probably shouldn't win for your tournament hopes, you're moving towards kind of concerned. And then if you lose to Indiana the following game, you're in big trouble.
Look, if you're a fan of Michigan State, you should be concerned right now. Okay, their best win against a ranked team, like other than Rutgers, that is Duke.
Yeah.
When they were ranked 6 in the first week or second week, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, but we've seen that Duke isn't that good.
100%.
So they really don't have that good of a resume right now.
I agree.
So, like, what were they? They went up to 4th at one point, right?
Yeah. And,
yeah.
And they had a huge big skid, and then they won 2 games and then lost to Purdue. The Rutgers wins big for me.
You should not go up to 4th and then drop out of the AP poll in like the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen. And you know what? You should be concerned. Like, this isn't that good of a team as we're seeing in Big Ten play.
Yep.
Now, if they beat Iowa, then maybe just be a bit shook. Damn. But even then, I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to be Illinois. I honestly don't think they're going to be Indiana. I think they might be Rutgers. I don't think they're going to be Ohio State.
Yeah.
So
they can fall off the rails really fast.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, Joe. Rutgers. The last team we have here is Rutgers. This is the team that just got annihilated at Michigan State last week. So where do you have Rutgers here?
Where everyone does, in the panic mode.
Slamming it. They're slamming it.
Yeah. Look, I mean, the loss to Iowa wasn't that bad. What I was more concerned with is the 2 losses to Ohio State. The first one being like not really close at all.
The home loss to Ohio State concerns me a lot.
Yeah. The away loss, I mean, they were in it for a bit. They came back, but then they couldn't keep that momentum and they fell short, which is not how, I don't know if Rutgers knows this, but it's not how comebacks work.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to keep that momentum and win the game.
100%.
The win against Illinois, at this point, I'm honestly going to call that a fluke.
I honestly am with you. I think they started the season really hot and they're coming back down to earth.
Yeah, I mean, and this was a team that we said could be like a surprising team in the NCAA tournament. But, I'm going to retract that statement now and probably take down the video because I don't want to be wrong.
Keep the video up. We need to keep track of our takes.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep the video up. But yeah, you should be panicking right now.
I'm with you. Honestly, out of all those losses, the one I'm most concerned about is the Michigan State one. I mean, they only put up 45 points and they lost by 23. Ron Harper Jr. has been working his way back from what I think is an ankle injury. He missed a game. He missed a Purdue win with it. But 4 of your last 5 games have been losses. You get destroyed at the Breslin Center against a state team we were worried about before that game. And there's just so much wrong with how Rutgers has been playing of late. The schedule gets a bit more concerning as well. They have to play against Wisconsin on, I think, Friday. And yes, it's at home, but that Wisconsin team, it's a game they can win, but that Wisconsin team is a fine-tuned machine. They're going to have to hope for an off shooting night. If they lose that game, they're in real trouble of missing the tournament. And right now, I think they're slowly sliding towards the bubble. So I'm with you. They're pressing that panic button, and they're the ones spamming it, honestly.
Hey y'all, thank you everyone for watching. If you want to see our last video, click here. If you want to see our next video, click here. And if you want to subscribe, click on my face.